Hi class, today we are going to go over scanning and here I have a scanning software. This is the Epson scanner that we have in the classroom, and there are a few things to think about when you're scanning. Certainly we're not going to go super deep into everything about scanning, but when I think about scanning, because you might be traveling to a lab, or you might be in a classroom, or you might have your own scanner. So you want to think about the kinds of things that are important in scanning. And I have the Epson scanner. I like Epson scanners and printers. A lot of times you'll see a preview. And so we're going to click preview. I've already put the picture in the scanner. And this is a picture, my gosh, I think it's like 1857 or something. This is my great great aunt Louise Hildebird Wood. And there's a previous scan selection, and I'm just reusing it by moving it around. Sometimes you'll see those, or you can just click and drag a square around your subject to select it, and that kind of creates a new selection that if you get in on the edges, you can reform. You can see that when I come to the edge of the selection, the cursor changes. And I'm going to get in pretty close to this because I want to measure exactly this photo. Something like that. I don't want to go too far in. And there we have it. Now, the other thing over here is you'll see a window. The most important things I think are first resolution. Resolution for print starts at about 300, give or take. It's the general rule is 300 will be, a good resolution, dots per inch or pixels per inch. Right now it's indicating that the document size is 2.62 inches by 2.66 inches, really small. Your target size is what you want it to end up being, and the target size, notice sometimes these little arrows will be shut, so you got to look for those little arrows to give you more information. So anyway, the target size is what you want it to be, and usually the rule of thumb is not to go over 200%, because if you do, you will start to see degradation. I mean, you want to be a little careful about, scanning it high, making your picture a lot larger, because again, anytime you enlarge, you're going to have problems. But we are enlarging indeed the actual photograph, which is really good. A better solution would be to scan a slide or negative, because those have continuous tone and you can enlarge quite a bit more. But essentially we're just scanning this hard copy photo, and I'm going to just enter 200% here, see what we get. And that's 5 by 5. That's okay, it's still not very large, but maybe I'll sneak it up to 250, even though I'm telling you, you don't go above 200%. Now, the reason why I'm kind of sneaking on this one is that old photographs are old photographs, and old photographs don't have sometimes the detail that we see today. That's not always true. It just depends on, who took the photograph, but sometimes these older photographs, if you look at them, they're already a little bit soft and blurry. So I'm going to sneak this up and come in here and scan. Now, before I do that, just to indicate the important things, we had to crop this to figure out what we wanted scanned, made sure our resolution was 300, and then we were aware of our size. Our original size is 2.6. We're enlarging it to 6.5 and scan. This right here is just asking where you want to save it. I'm going to choose the desktop under new folder, photo restoration, something like that, just for fun, and choose that and title this Great Aunt Louise. And what kind of type of file? We want a TIFF. TIFFs used to be the format before we had our Adobe Photoshop file format, but TIFFs are non-compressed file formats, and we really like them. Just do the TIFF, click OK, and then it will scan for us. I love scanning small photographs because when you do and see them on the monitor, it's just brilliant and wonderful. So in this case, in this scenario, feel free to enlarge a little bit certainly if you have these old photographs that are really, really tiny and you want to put them in a larger frame, think about a custom size for scanning, and we can do that also. So here is the image, and I'm going to go ahead here and preview and rotate it. Sorry, I got to look for rotate. Rotate to the right. There's Great Aunt Louise, and I don't know who the little boy is. And so that's that. Now I'm going to get up really quickly, coming around the scanner, and there's this back part of the photograph that is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know what I'll do with it, but I think that we ought to scan that into. It's too fun and you'll enjoy it. So I'm going down to the dock, picking the scanner again, and same thing, preview, and I'll move rather quickly. The selection should be there because we just made it, and I just double check. I probably would move my object out from the edge a little bit better next time. Now it's the size, keep it the same, and everything is already set, so you can just scan it, back of photo, and click OK, and there it goes, and it's scanning. Scanning, you think about what you want to crop, the resolution of what you're cropping, and the size that you need it to be. And usually they say don't go over 200%. I can see this looks pretty good. And then the next section is on fixing any of the grunge, in the little cracks and the blemishes in skin or in anything that you need fixed. And this, we'll look at that 1897. This is what's fun about this section, is just looking at looking at what people have. There we go. All right, well, that's our section on scanning. I hope you've had a lot of fun. I have, and hopefully that makes scanning a little more clear. And have fun with this part. Go find some old antique images and get scanning for the next week or two. You can also just quickly find images at antique stores a lot of times, so do check those out. There are some all over Colorado, Castle Rock, Denver, Colorado Springs. Sometimes little towns like Florence will have these old antique stores, and you'd be surprised how many good old weird photographs you'll find. Okay, thanks.